Thank you so much for watching. So today is the very requested highlighter video. I've been being bugged about this for a couple of weeks now, and I am finally sitting down to do it. I've got quite a few highlighters to review for you, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first highlighter that I'm going to review, I'm going to get out of the way first because it was limited edition. Well, technically the highlighter isn't limited edition, but the packaging is. This is the Bare Minerals Regal Wardrobe something for the holiday collection, and it's got three. So it's got a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. And the actual highlighter is called Clear Radiance, and it is a stock item, so you can buy it by itself. I've used this several times. For the most part, it's not my favorite, just because I like my highlighter to have a little bit of color to it, not too much. But this one I definitely don't use very often, but it's nice to have in a palette. This is awesome to travel with because I've got my bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter as well. So this is a perfect travel item. But if I am getting ready in the morning and I've got my pick, this isn't usually what I pick. And actually, let me go ahead and swatch it for you so that you guys can see what it looks like. This is going to be it. So it's when it says Clear Radiance, they really do mean clear. It doesn't really have hardly any color to it. In fact, it's almost white. So not my favorite, but it's handy for travel. Okay, so the next highlighter that I have is from Bare Minerals. This is their Pure Radiance, and this is the first highlighter I had ever bought. So it makes sense that it was Bare Minerals. It's usually where most of my products come from, but this one is beautiful, and this is usually the highlighter that I go to. It is loose, so it's just a little bit of a hassle. It's not my favorite to travel with, but it's beautiful. It's got a really pretty champagne-y glow to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is the Clear Radiance, then this is the Pure Radiance. It's beautiful. It's my very favorite on my cheek. I love it. This is my everyday highlighter. All right, so the last Bare Minerals one, this is the last Bare Minerals product I'll talk about today, is the Bare Minerals Ready Luminizer, and it's got two shades in it. The pink one is the Love Affair, and then the yellow one is called the Shining Moment. And it looks like this. You can see it's very used. I use this quite a lot. The Pure Radiance is my #1 choice as far as the Bare Minerals one goes, and this is my second choice. Usually I just swirl my brush around in both of the colors and put it on the tip of my cheekbone. But if you're doing a more peachy tone look, you can do yellow or pink, or you can swirl them all together, whatever you want to do. It's a free country, so you can do whatever you want. But anyways, so there's that. This is a really good highlighter. It's got quite a bit more gram weight than the other highlighter does. So for your bang for your buck, I would say any of the Bare Minerals pressed face products is going to be a better bang for your buck. So there's that one. So the next one is from IT Cosmetics, and this is the one that I've been really excited to try, so I'm really excited about this video. So it looks like this. It's called their Hello Light Illuminizing Powder. This is what the front looks like. It's got a little mirror in it, and then this is what the actual product looks like. So it looks very champagne-y, almost similar to the Pure Radiance in the container, but when you put it on, I don't know if you guys probably can't even see it. It is very, very subtle, which I'm starting to appreciate. This almost reminds me of an Hourglass powder because it's not shimmery and it doesn't look like unicorn fur, but it just gives you like that very pretty glow without looking like a unicorn touched your face. So I'm really starting to appreciate this highlighter. I'm starting to use it more and more. It's very layerable. So if you're new to the highlighting world and you want to get something from IT Cosmetics, which has really good ingredients, which is awesome, it doesn't have any talc in it, this might be a really good option for you because it's not shimmery. It's really hard to mess up. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's dirty. Okay. All right. So this one is, well, it's my second least favorite, and you'll know why in a minute. This is the Balm Cindy Luminizer, and that's just the shade is Cindy Luminizer, and it's a highlighter, but it's pink toned, and it's shattered. So those of you, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's like legitimately shattered into an unmentionable number of pieces. Those of you who know me personally know that my Balm Desert bronzer shattered the first week I got it, and I used it all up. I just ran out earlier this week, and so every day I would open the little packaging, dip my brush in, swirl it around on the mirror to break up all the little chunks and put it on my face as my bronzer because it's the best bronzer I've ever used. I will absolutely repurchase it. This is not my favorite. It's not worth the trouble to go through in the morning to deal with all the little pieces. This has just been sitting in my collection. It literally broke on the drive home. I bought it at Kohl's. I can't remember how much it was now. I think I've repressed it in my brain because I'm so upset about it. So I have no idea how much this one was, but I bought it at Kohl's, and on the drive home, which wasn't that far of a drive home, it shattered into a million pieces. And I don't know why I didn't return it. Before I started working at Bare Minerals, I didn't really know that people even returned things. Like I didn't even know it was an option for me. So I didn't return it, and now it's been like 9 months. So not a huge fan of this. It's not worth the trouble. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I feel bad throwing it away because it's full, but it's such a disaster to even try to deal with. I'm not interested in it. However, I did, just for you guys today, I wore it, and I wanted to kind of harden my opinion on it just because I haven't used it very much because it's shattered. So I used it again today, knowing that I was going to film this video to really try to harden my opinion on it. And my opinion is it's not really worth the money. The Balm products must be incredibly soft, so it's just not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So we'll see. All right, so the next one is a Wet n Wild highlighter. This is by Wet n Wild Fergie, so I'm assuming it was some sort of collaboration. Okay, so this was the Fergie collection from the Wet n Wild. You guys recently saw this in a mini drugstore haul, and this is in the shade Rose Champagne Glow. So let's swatch it so you guys can see what it looks like. So this is it right here. Up here is this It Cosmetics one that you can barely see, and this is the Wet n Wild one. This Wet n Wild one was probably under $5 or so. It's very, 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 very pretty. Definitely worth your money. It is layerable. I got a lot on my finger just so that it would show up on camera, but it is very layerable, just like the It Cosmetics one. Okay, so this is the NYX highlighter, and it is in the shade Ritualistic, and it just says their Illuminator. I bought this one at Ulta. I don't know if Target sells NYX or if they're specifically at Ulta and online. I don't know. So anyway, so this is the color that it looks like. It almost reminds me of the Clear Radiance, and it swatches very beautifully, but it's really white, kind of like me. It's just straight up white. It's very beautiful on. You have to use a little bit of a light hand. It's almost got a mini gold shift to it, but not much. Not much, hardly at all. So anyways, this one's really pretty. It's got a pretty strong smell in it, and like it just smells like chemicals. NYX is fairly inexpensive, but even the Wet n Wild one, which was cheaper than this, doesn't smell like that. It doesn't smell at all, actually. So this one just smells like chemicals, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's got talc in it. It's got a couple other things that are a little iffy in it. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm reaching for my It Cosmetics one more, just because I know it's got better ingredients. That's something that is really important to me. I bought this specifically for this video. I like it. I'll certainly use it, but it's not my favorite, and it does have a really strong smell. So if you know that that bothers you, you won't like this. Okay. So this is kind of my own fault, like most things are. This is the Physicians Formula highlighter, except it's not a highlighter. And I don't know why, but when I was at Ulta buying highlighters for this video, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like on the outside, it's shiny. So I just assumed, oh, perfect, it's a highlighter. And I went and I bought it. And then I got home and I was swatching them all just to see what they were like, because all of these ones are new to me. And what I didn't see, I don't know how to open this. Oh my god! Oh my gosh, is this for real? Is this real life? Did you guys see that? A piece of plastic literally broke off and popped me in the head. I'm taking this back. I better get my money back. This thing has been trouble, nothing but trouble from the very beginning. This is stupid. Oh my gosh. I should have bought myself a glass of wine. Okay, anyways. I don't even remember where I left off. I don't know if I'm going to edit that out or not. We'll see. Oh my gosh. So anyways, so on the outside, it's really shiny, but once you swatch it and get into the actual color of the product, which is not a highlighter, it's called Bronze Pearl. I don't know why I didn't read the packaging, but it's not a highlighter. It's a bronzer. If I'm being totally honest, it's a pretty awful one at that. This thing is straight up orange. It's, yeah, it's not even really brown. It's just orange. And it's really soft and it's shiny on the outside, but it's not what it's telling me that it is. I'm kind of mad about it, okay? Well, now since it like injured me, I'm going to take it back to Ulta and get my money back. Even though technically it was my fault that I bought the wrong color, but I just have no use for this. I know that I love my Balm Desert bronzer. I'm not going to use this. It's really shimmery. I don't like shimmery bronzers. So this was my own fault that I bought it, but I'm taking it back. It looks like this, and it's got a, you lift it up, and it's got a mirror, and then it comes with this little brush thing. But this thing has been nothing but trouble. This is like the Donald Trump of bronzers. It's orange and rude. All right, so this next one is a liquid highlighter, and this is from this is from the shade. This is from the, what's it called? This is from the brand Jelly Pong Pong Cosmetics, and I got this in a BoxyCharm, I believe, a couple months ago. BoxyCharm is the box that you saw me unbox a couple videos ago. I don't know. So I got this in a BoxyCharm box, and this has very quickly become part of my everyday routine. First of all, it smells amazing. It smells like candy, very sweet. It smells a little synthetic, which it probably is. But anyway, so it smells really good, and it's a liquid, so it comes in like this little squeezy tube, and a little bit goes a very, very long way, but it's very sheer. And so the way that I use it is I will put on my primer, and then I will take like a pea-sized amount of this, and I'll rub it all over my face, not just in the high points where you usually put a highlighter. I'll rub it all over. And when I do, almost always I get compliments, even when I go into work. You guys know that I work in makeup. I'll go into work and I get compliments, oh, you look so glowy, and it's usually because I'm wearing this. That's why. I've finally started to put two and two together of when I get the compliments and when I'm wearing this, and they're usually on the same day. So because I got this in a subscription box, I don't know how expensive it is. This is definitely worth your money. It's very pretty, and I have a lot of use for it in my everyday makeup routine. All right, two more. We're almost done. So the second to last one you guys also saw in the recent drugstore haul is the ColorMates bronzer. And I knew it was a bronzer when I bought it. I actually read the packaging. But the only reason why I included this is because most of the world is not as fair as me. And I get that. I understand that I'm coming on here talking about makeup and I've got skin that's just not most of the world's color. So I understand that. So I wanted to include this just because I think it would be a very, very pretty highlighter if you do have darker skin tone. So that's the reason why I included this, is because I understand that most of the world is not as fair as me. So this would be very beautiful if you had darker skin. The very last one is the e.l.f. Baked Blush that I got in my last e.l.f. haul. I'll link my drugstore haul and my e.l.f. haul down in the description box below, along with the Ulta links to the bronzers or the highlighters that I bought at Ulta. So anyway, so I bought this in my Ulta haul, and I bought it as a blush, but it turned out to be almost a highlighter. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's very pink, but it's very subtle, and I find myself using this over my blush, but not necessarily as my highlighter, just to give my blush a really pretty glow. But when I'm using this, I almost always have to go in with a separate highlighter if that's something that I'm wanting to do for that day. If you're looking for a highlighter, I would say that this is probably not your best option just because it doesn't really highlight that much, if that makes sense. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I may or may not have some extras at the end. I may have left them in. I don't know. I might go have to grab myself a glass of wine to, I have like 5 or 6 videos to film today. So anyways, so if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Worth investing in, and it's got quite a bit more oh my gosh, this is how it's gonna be all day. Jeez, I have like 6 videos to film. This almost reminds me of an hourglass powder. It almost reminds me of an hourglass powder. This is gonna be so fun to edit. And I'm not picking my nose, guys. It just itches on the inside. See? It just right here on the inside. It itches. No boogers. So anyway, so I got this in a BoxyCharm